Peace. Welcome to the Why Not Show Love vlog. And there has been a big shift. And what that big shift has been about is basically focusing on myself and my own artistry. As much as doing larger events is great and something I will continue to do, to be honest, it ended up costing me a lot of money out of pocket. And I realized, because, not a lot of people were coming out to the events, that I would have to create a way to build more organically. And that just came with taking what I could do as an individual artist and going into other events and spaces to network with people and build. So the way that has turned out has been very simple but powerful. I've done a couple other shows, some virtual, some in person. Shout out to EO Dub, aka End of the Week. I was able to do 3 virtual performances with them, exposing myself to a new crowd every time. And then shout out Nejma, she put me on her showcase at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn last Sunday. It came out beautifully and it was great. I got to perform 3 of my original songs, as well as, jam out with the band and join a cypher. So that was great. And then my other dude, Hilla Bondem, who's an amazing advocate for mental health awareness, basically blessed me with an opportunity to perform and speak about creative expression. So in doing this work, I've realized that I've had to shift into a new phase, which is now creating songs. So I've been more in songwriting mode and less in jamming and freestyling and organizing my files. And now I'm actually taking the sound check from the Knitting Factory show and making it a piece that I'm putting out on all platforms. I also recognize it's a time to, take whatever I create and put it out there. Shout out to my man Smiley on guitar and DJ Fred Ones. So for those of you who don't know, there's a big administrative side to releasing music, which is putting out your music, registering it with your performance rights organization. The big thing that makes music registered and gives ownership. And a lot of times as musicians, we skip this process, or we look for a label or a manager to take care of this shit for us. But, I've made a decision that the primary thing that I love doing with my life is making music. So with that being said, I got to step out of my comfort zone and do certain things about music that are going to be having me allowed to be treated and respected and hired as a professional musician. So this is good. It's a long time coming after doing the community center thing with Blank Bamboo, after doing the teaching thing and trying to get back into music. I believe that everyone should be able to live doing what they love. So as much as I have a company, Creative Expressions, and I love vlogging and I love podcasting, I'm a musician, I'm an artist. I use the term artivist because I connect my art to growth and development and building community. So that's it, it was just this is what I love doing the most, so I have to put this foot forward. It was really simple but not easy. It requires shifting a mindset. And I've also been living in Queens for 7 months, so I'm halfway done with my lease. So I was like, well, when am I gonna do it, right? And I was looking more into busking and performing, but I realized making the content, doing things online, this stuff will outlive me, and when I perform, I want to make sure that people can check out music that I create. So getting back into recording, mixing, mastering, and taking care of those things that are going to allow me to, create art that can outlive me, to be honest, I can only do so much things in the moment. And I just feel like this is a good time for me and artists in general to bet on their music. You can do it as an artist. We have the tools. Yeah, you gotta work. Yeah, you gotta make stuff. But even this beat you hear behind in this vlog is reason, So I also don't want to be known as a vlogger or a podcaster. I'm a musician. I'm vlogging and podcasting to document my process and show what I have to. This round of vlogs is totally about, this is no script. It's just showing what it is. So, you know, this is for when people dig into the music and they hear it. If you want to know the process is shared too. The interviews are shared. Everything is there for you to dig in. There's like no reason. So I'm basically telling my own story in a full way. Well, it's like, it's working out, right? Like, I've been doing a lot of shows this last year. I've been performing a lot this last year, but have I been recording? Not so much. Have I been mixing? You know, when I was in Brooklyn, which was 7 months ago, I used to pay for studio time. But now I'm going to just use what I got at my home studio. And it takes working that out, you know, because I'm creating music in the same place I live. So you have to separate that. And then you also have to trust in what you create and take things to the finish. I can't just leave this halfway done song. You know, I have to take a piece of art and work on it again and again and again and refine it. So it means like working out a new muscle. So it's something I've done in the past, you know. Years ago, I was recording songs regularly when I was living in Jamaica and recording in the space station. That was easy for me, you know. But now I actually feel like I just want to put out everything I create and make sure that the music comes along with this journey. You know, I just think you can do what you love for a living. And when I say living, you know, when people think that, they think of their job or their career, but like, what brings the most life out of you? That's what you should do. Whatever brings that feeling that you feel alive out of you. And yeah, you got to get out of your comfort zone. But the thing that makes me feel the most alive right now is making music and performing music. I also feel like I have something to say. And you know, when you don't record music for a while and you take a break from something, you come back to it with a fresh perspective. You know, when we first moved into Queens, they were building a building next to us, banging noise every morning. That's done now. So I don't really got no more excuses, you know? And, you know, sometimes we procrastinate on things because we're afraid, you know? And I just know that I'm not afraid. I have like zero fear. And I just really feel confident in what I put out musically because I'm coming from an authentic space. I feel it'll take me to where I need to go, you know? And I'm trusting in that. And, you know, if it doesn't, something else will come up. But right now, that's what I feel the most motivated to do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm still doing the bi-weekly artivist meetings. I'm still doing the community. That's part of me. I'm never going to get rid of that. But I just think I'm prioritizing, you know, living, moving, and creating as an artist and musician. You know, it's simple. Do what you love and love what you do. You know, it's cliche, it's simple sounding, but it's not easy. Are you willing to trust that you can do what you love? And when I say do what you love, it doesn't mean do what only gives you pleasure. Like, I love music, right? But I am being like, I'm registering the songs. I'm going to do that level of putting it on the distributor. I'm going to make the artwork. That's not necessarily things that I enjoy, but because I love music, I'm willing to do that. So I just want to make sure that people know, yo, you still got to put in work, man. You got to show up. If life is like this, the universe comes and meets you, but you got to show up so that it comes toward you. So I just need the universe to know I'm not playing around, you know what I mean? Like, I want to take this seriously. I am taking it seriously. And yeah, you know, like, I put this energy into vlogs and I put this energy into my podcast, so I know I have that ability. So, you know, take whatever you want seriously. And, you know, it's not going to all be easy. But, you know, love it enough so you could do the parts that are not as easy and comfortable. Because everything takes work.